Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 232. Thank you so much for joining in number. I believe today our session is going to be very short. We will, if in case we have enough time, we will wrap up the session. We will not repeat the speakers because we are very small in number. But anyways, let's show must go on. Ladies and gentlemen, you will be speaking for 1 to 2 minutes, and for the rest of the session, you will be observing silence and making others feel special. Thank you so much for that in advance. Today, our topic master is a very regular, very supportive Toastmaster Akib Javed, all the way from India. Let's see what he has got for us with the count of nothing and a thunderous round of applause. Let's welcome him on the digital podium. Over to Toastmaster Akib.
Thanks.
Over to you.
Thanks to Mr. Amjad. Yeah, we are less in numbers, but still the spirit is there. Everyone wants to continue. So let us move ahead with the session. I can see people coming in, so I don't think we are going to close sooner. So we would like to start with the Netri. Netri, can we have quick audio video check?
Yes.
Am I pronouncing it right? Is it Netri?
Netri.
Okay, done. Thank you. Netri, topic for you is, when is love a weakness? When is love a weakness? Toastmaster Netri.
I feel these days love is overrated. People use the word love so easily and without meaning. Topic master, ladies and gentlemen. Why do we need love in our lives? This is a question I feel that everyone should ask ourselves before we commit to a relationship or friendship, anything. Because love isn't limited only to relationships. Most of us go for love and expect things from another person, whereas we start losing ourselves. Most of us, when we start getting into relationships, we have these unexpected expectations of the partner or even the friend, and we expect them to fulfill everything for us. Whereas we were born alone, we are going to die alone. We can use that time to find things within ourselves, our strengths, our weaknesses, and explore ourselves. So I feel that love will start destroying you when you don't give it the priority that it needs to have. It doesn't need to have more than the priority than yourself. So I would consider if you put yourself here, your love should come beneath that. Because if you do not even love yourself, how can you love another person? So start exploring yourself. And remember, love doesn't need to complete you. You are already complete by yourself. So topic master, what is your opinion on love? Over to you.
Thanks. Thanks, Toastmaster Netri. Strong words coming from your side saying love is overrated. Great. I feel that it's not overrated, but it is, not taken in the sense currently. It's like, yes, I love you. I love this food. So it is not, people are not putting that much mind in the, we are just taking it as a word. We're not going with the meaning of it. By the way, great take on the topic, Toastmaster Netri. Netri Premnath. Okay. Next up, Jaya ma'am, can we have quick audio video check?
Yeah. A very good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Toastmaster Jaya.
Yeah.
Do you see to believe or believe to see? Do you see to believe or believe to see? Toastmaster Jaya.
A very good evening to all impromptu global members and dear guests. We need to see in order to believe it. If I give you an example, we all tend to dream big, right? We have our goals and we want to dream to achieve those goals. And to believe it, we have to take action. We have to um, put, write the steps and how are we going to achieve those goals. And we need to believe in ourselves to see, we need to believe ourselves that we are capable to achieve that goal, and for others to see that yes, we can achieve and nothing is impossible to achieve those goals. So hence, it both ways. Like we need to uh, take action to believe, to see to believe, and to dream in order to see those dreams. Over to you.
Thanks, Jaya ma'am. My ex-boss used to say, "Don't believe yourself," and then he would say, "Seeing is believing." I was always confused, but today you have clarified us that we should, before believing it, we should see it whether it's true or not. Next up, I would like to invite Toastmaster Sujit. Toastmaster Sujit, can we have quick audio video check? Thanks for reminding Jaya ma'am. I'll just let you know. Toastmaster Sujit, can we have a quick audio video check?
Hi. Yes.
Yes. Toastmaster Sujit, is the reward worth the risk? Is the reward worth the risk? Toastmaster Sujit.
Life is a challenging journey, not a destination. And throughout this journey, you have to take a lot of decisions, which in turn, you know, have to take risk as well. Higher the risks, as they say, and higher the reward. Being comfortable and being sitting at home, there is no reward as well as, there is no growth in life. And if you want to grow, you have to take your best foot forward and kind of accept some of the challenges and the tough time which you're going to face. And I believe it is worth taking risk, and rather than just, have a don't have a growth mindset. So it is always advisable to take risk. As a finance guy, I would say calculated risk, and reward will always be there sooner or later. What do you think, table topic master?
Thanks, Toastmaster Sujit. Calculated risk is something which every business wants to take, and because if you don't take risk, you won't get reward. So if someone wants to achieve something in their life or in their business, there is a risk associated, and if there is no risk, you won't get return itself. And for the people who are doing personal finance, doing investments, they end up doing FD or keeping money in bank account, and that yields 2 or 3% of returns. If someone wants to make money, they have to take risk and go into share market or angel investors, that kind of place wherein you may get better returns coming out of it. A great topic, Toastmaster Sujit. Next up, I would like to request Toastmaster Umar. Toastmaster Umar, can we have you on stage?
I will be on stage, but invisible.
No issues. Toastmaster Uma, what makes you angry and why? What makes you angry and why?
Because
We cannot hear you. Actually, there is a lag in your system.
okay, and if somebody is
Yes.
trying to do things the way you don't want them to do, so these are the expectations that you are building. The more expectation you build, there are more chances you are getting yourself of getting angry. So sometimes I get angry after giving a lot of chances to somebody. Okay, now he or she will improve, or the things will get better. Then it's like a volcano. It is ready to erupt, and I know everything goes blank. I have no idea what. But that's the thing with anger. It's like punishing yourself for someone else's mistake, because anger generates negativity, and negativity brings down your health system and your immune system. So instead of getting angry and be what I call reactive, be proactive and be mindful of what your thoughts are, what you are doing, how you are responding to things. Because for me, anger is always a reaction, not a response. It's just a spur of the moment. You just go like you uncheck, and you just go mad and scare the hell out of the other person, and maybe sometimes you do a wrong thing. But I always believe you have to keep your emotions in check, and stay balanced. I am not saying that getting angry is sometimes uh, uh, maybe it is good also. There are things that should make you angry also in life, because if they are making you angry, you can do something about it, you can correct them. And if you are not able to do it, then you should accept them. But the readily you are accepting it, the less angry you will get. The less expectation you will have, the less angry you will get. Over to you, Table Master.
Great take on the topic, Toastmaster Umar. And reactive versus proactive is something which our trainer taught us last week. They were saying that these two are used for resolving any issues. One is used once that damage is done and you go ahead to resolve the issue. And second one is you are proactive and trying to find out any options and any queries which may pop up in future, but you're resolving in
Yes,
prior.
you study the root cause, you prevent something happening in the future. That's
Yes.
what it's like, being proactive.
Yes, great take on the topic, Umar. I believe everything boils down to expectation. If we don't have expectation, this anger itself will not come.
Yes, of course, we build our expectations with our own self and people. And at the heart of anger, it's expectation. I always believe that.
Yes. Now we will move with Toastmaster Sushant. Sushant, are you available? Can we have audio check?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, Sushant. Topic for you is what motivates you to go to school every day? What motivates you to go to school every day? Toastmaster Sushant.
What motivates me to go to school every day? Well, something which motivates me in school is my maths teacher. Her words of joy, you batch two students are the person who I don't like. I'm going to change your batch overall. Those few kind words create a very big difference in my world. Yes, you heard it right. Those few kind words. Whenever the max period is there, every period goes smooth, but that's the turning point, the max period. The teacher enters with having a very calm and angry look on every single student sitting inside the classroom. Well, that look says us that the next 45 minutes is going to be something which makes us doesn't come to school. But the reason why I really come to school is not only because of max teach, the words she say, but because of the chapters I learned. During this pandemic, I was like the first person in the class. I was like the topper, not the one who scores well, but the someone I'm a topper who hates maths. I never liked maths. It was the hardest subject I had. But this lockdown made it all different. I was so bored. I read every book from front to back almost like 3 to 4 times. The only book which I left, you guessed it right, the mathematics book. I got so bored that I started asking suggestion to my maths teacher. I texted her, no reply, so I deleted the message. Of course, her answer is going to be the maths textbook. So I was like, why should I waste my time? I know the answer. So that's the first day. The lockdown made me do it. What I would really like to say is that the lockdown was a very good teacher. I looked through the books. I had so much of time. I had so much of time that I was so very slow. I took a look at the theorem points by point. I took a look at it carefully. And once I read a chapter, after that, when the teacher started the chapter, like for example, gravitation, I'm taking other chapters also, not only maths. I also hate physics. Make it in the list. So in physics, I studied gravitation, but when the teacher started it, I completed the chapter before she could even start. It was very easy for me to correlate with what the teacher was actually saying and what I was actually about to study. So friends, two things which I would really love to say is that doing something before in hand really helps you. For example, studying physics, gravitation, just before the teacher takes not only helps you in the class, but also in the future. You might say, I'm going to be a doctor. What does physics help me in? Well, you can also be a doctor. It rains. You can see the gravity. You can check whether our car passes through the bomb. Everywhere, whatever you read always helps. Well, that is also one of the things which I learned the hard way, indeed to say. Well, the second message is that when you have a lot of time, it's not something which is supposed to be wasted, right? Don't worry, it's not mine. This is something which my mother told me. Okay, just make a note of it. So when we have a lot of time, just see to that you don't. Okay, fine. I have a lot of time, so I can just do it afterwards. Well, that's one of the main mistake which I did. And I'm very clear with you. I'm honest with you. I'm yet to write 2 chapters in maths class. Seriously. So that's what I take. Like time is like very precious, right? So when you have a lot of time, start doing it immediately because when you end it, you don't have time. Time is running faster than we run, than even Bruce Lee. It's very faster. We cannot calculate its speed. Not even physics teacher can. So time is very precious. Use it wisely because you can never get back what you did in the past. Just like how they concluded. Tomorrow is the future of today. Yesterday is the past of today. And now is the present of today. Thank you, and over to the table topic master, please.
Word of wisdom coming out of young Sushant. Great take on the topic, Sushant. Good that you read at least gravitation. You won't fall again. Or apple will not fall on you. At least you are aware of it.
True.
Yes. Next up, I would like to invite Toastmaster Rishikesh. Toastmaster Rishikesh, can we have a quick audio video check?
Yes, is I am audible and visible?
Yes, you are audible and visible both. Toastmaster Rishikesh, topic for you is, why do we idealize sports player? Why do we idolize sports player? Toastmaster Rishikesh.
Fame is a double-edged sword. Handle it carefully. Celebrity is a person to whom all society looks upon. once you become a celebrity, there is a lot of fan following behind you. You will be worshipped next to the God. There might be some prayer rooms made for definitely for you. When you become celebrity, your private life will not be a private life. You will be in this, like in this Toastmaster meeting, I am in the spotlight. Similarly, you will be spotlighted in public life every time. You will be susceptible to the criticism and judgment, even from the small boy till the older person. Your topic is why we look upon as the sports person. The sports person are like a celebrity. We see once you become celebrity, other avenues for your to generate your money also opens to you. We can see famous sports celebrity doing some advertisement for education or some paint. So that's why celebrity are worshipped in the society overall. Celebrity can be from entertainment, from sports, some musics, anybody. But as sports is the thing where one can be very neutral, where every world comes together to see, like a FIFA World Cup. Every country wants to represent their wants that some part of their public should represent their country in the at the world level. When two countries, right now we are not having wars or battles, but when a sports person compete at a world level, he is representing a country. Each person of his country is watching him. When one country team wins over the other country, it gives delights to the whole citizen of that particular country. And in earlier history, there used to be some dominance, like we want to conquer this much area or the world. But now, once you become a sports person, you get chance to conquer the world in the field of sports. That's why I feel people look towards the sports person very effectively, and means they follow them very deliberately in all parts of life, other than the other entertainers.
Great take on the topic, Toastmaster Rishikesh. Yes, we all look after, we all look up to our sports players. They bring victories for us. They bring a lot of medals for the country, and that is the only reason that we look up to them. We try to become, future Dhoni or future Virat Kohli. Next up, I would like to request A. Sahul Hamid. A. Sahul Hamid, can we have quick audio video check? Toastmaster Hamid, can we have a quick audio video check?
Sahul, Abdul Sohail, Hamid, are you there? Abdul Sohail, don't be afraid. Akib will give you easy topic. I am not there.
Yes. I have easy topics only, so nothing to worry. I don't believe he is there. Then we would like to request Amjad Bhai, Toastmaster Amjad. I think you need to give a topic.
Today
Go ahead,
everybody is in Dubai Expo.
Yes. Acha, Dubai Expo is going on. Hi Hamid, are you back?
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Let me try. No problem.
Oh, actually, it is Dubai's National Day now. Today, 1st and 2nd. So
Okay.
maybe holiday.
Toastmaster Hamid,
Yeah.
what does love feel like? What does love feel like, Toastmaster Hamid?
Okay. Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters. It's a great pleasure to attend the Toastmaster meeting in the very international level. Love feel, it has no age. When you are a child, you love somebody. When you are an adult, you love love different person. When you are a father, you love the other person. When you are a grandpa, you love your grandchildren. Love has no limit, no boundary. We come to Gulf for earn money, but we love different nationalities. Love has no limitation. When you are a child, you like a chocolate. When you are, of course, youngster, teenage, you love the opposite sex more than what you love. As your father, you love your children. You love your children. As a grandpa, you love your grandchildren. So love has no limitation. And also love is the one brings the world together. There's so much hatred going around, as you see many wars and conflicts. The world history has shown that hatred has achieved nothing. Only the love can bring the world together and with give the people the peace and prosperity. And what the world wars 1 and 2 achieve nothing, but the great leaders through their love and good speech achieved, given so many victories and good lessons to the world people to follow the love. So with this one, I would like to say love is evergreen, and we should adopt this one as much possible. Though at the present situation, we may feel the hatred due to a certain limit, and which goes beyond our control. Let us be a human being. Peace. Let us peace prevail over the world with the love. And I wish everybody, every Toastmaster, as we are human being and good leaders, we should follow the good love and love the world people, especially the Toastmaster, regardless of nationality. Back to you, Toast table topic master of the day.
Great take on the topic, Toastmaster Hamid. Let peace prevail amidst all this hatred. This kindness and love will help us prosper. A great take on the topic, Toastmaster Hamid. Next up, I would like to invite Toastmaster Dinesh. Toastmaster Dinesh, can we have quick audio video check?
1 minute. DTM Amjad, somebody is in the waiting room, ready to come up in.
Yeah. Yes, Dinesh. Can you hear me? I mean, if you can, I mean, there is some network lag and it is breaking. Your voice is breaking.
Is it better now? Give me a minute. Is it better, right?
I mean, there is some break. I mean, some breakup is happening. I don't know why. I was
Give me
talking
a
about love and voice breaking is happening. So
just go with the other participants, Javed. I'll join
yes.
back.
Then I would like to request Toastmaster Ding Williams. Ding Williams, are you available?
Yes, I am.
Yes. Toastmaster Ding, am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, Ding, yes.
Okay, done. Thanks, sir. What comes to your mind when you think of success? What comes to your mind when you think of success, Toastmaster Ding?
When I hear the word success, what comes to mind is achieving the goals that I would have set in my life. Should it be a weekly goal, a monthly goal, a yearly goal, whatever the goal is. But success is achieving my goals. But I also note that in order to be successful, I have to try. And therefore, in trying, I would fail or I might fail. But just in case I fail, I know that I do not stop there, but I get up, I assess the situation, just as in Toastmasters, we have evaluators who would highlight our strong points and our weak points. And based on the feedback, based on my reflection of what would have happened, then I can know what I need to do differently in order that I can achieve the goal that I would have set out. So being successful for me is accomplishing what would I have set out or even coming close to it, because not everything I might get that I have plans for, but nonetheless, success is me working towards my goals and having what I would have planned for. Back to you, Table Topics Master.
Great take on the topic, Toastmaster Ding. Next up, I would like to invite Toastmaster Anup. Toastmaster Anup, can we have quick audio video check?
Am I audible? Visible?
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Okay.
Topic for you is, what is the greatest peer pressure you have ever felt? What is the greatest peer pressure you have ever felt? Toastmaster Anup.
Okay. So I would like to tell you a story about that. When I was working with a XYZ company, and I was the quality in charge there. So we were working on a project which was very crucial for the country also and for the my unit also. So my co-worker who was involved in this project earlier was not successful to achieve the goal in this project. So he was dictating his position to the manager so that he can define or he can sustain with this project. But however, my manager told me that if you worked on this project, that since you have the experience in dealing this project, you could do better in this project. So I took this project. My friend told me also that you didn't take this project, otherwise it would be bad in my reports, in my performance report. If it will not a good effect. But I took the project because there is a lot of stake involved in this project, and as part of as far as our company concerned or as far as our country concerned, for both concerned, I took this project and I took the pressure from my peer also. And finally, when we succeeded in this project within a time and we saved so many stakeholders also, then my friend also agreed with me at that point. Finally, the matter the most, our company should remain, our pride should remain, and at last all the stakeholders should be happy. So this was pressure I handled my peers. Thank you. Over to you, Tabletop Master.
A great take on the topic, Toastmaster Anup. I mean,
Thank you.
despite that it was your work and there was a constraint with the country as well, so you took it up and you completed it. It's I mean, motivational for all of us. Thanks for coming, Anup. Next up, I would like to request Toastmaster Pratyush. Toastmaster Pratyush, can we have quick audio video check?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible,
Yes,
Pratyush.
I'm remaining invisible today. Is that be okay?
No issues.
Yeah, thank you.
Toastmaster Pratyush, what is the biggest lie you once believed was true? What is the biggest lie you once believed was true? Toastmaster Pratyush.
A lie that I always used to believe from my early childhood was that when God cries, then rain falls. I started believing it for around a decade. That means where I was around 10 years old, I was taught about water cycle, the evaporation process, and I came to know that no, that's not the truth. That why rain falls. But when I see natural calamities, that means havoc type of epidemic or famine that happens. And some years back in 2013 in my country, there was an uncertain rainfall at Kedarnath, and people who were going to visit God were not so happy with what happened, and many didn't even came back after meeting the God. I, at that point, after hearing that news, started believing that yes, we might have done something wrong, that God is not so happy. That's why he is crying when his devotees are going to pray in front of him. So I made it a true tagline for me that instead of going to the God and praying in front of me for myself, if I do something that the God does not remain unhappy to me, then there is no need for me to go to him personally. His blessings will be there over me naturally. And then I believed, yes, the God was crying, and that's why this type of accident happened. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Great, Toastmaster Pratyush. I had other version of that. So we were living in that village, and they used to say that whenever it rains, there is a jackal's wedding going on. So that was the way we were talking. Where is that wedding going on? We need to go there. Yeah. Great take on the topic, Toastmaster Pratyush. I would like to invite Rajiv sir on the stage.
Or just Rajiv, please.
Sure. Toastmaster Rajiv, what chances do you wish you had taken? What chances do you wish you had taken, Toastmaster Rajiv?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. Fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am one of the few people you would meet who has absolutely no regrets in life. Pretty much anything I wanted to do, I did. But there's one chance I wish I had taken. Many years ago, Bloomberg Network approached me. It's a network here in USA that does a lot of the business-oriented dissemination of information through their various outlets, television, radio, as well as written media. And they asked me if I could be the immigration voice for Bloomberg. Now, the reason I declined it is because I'm too damn lazy. And for me, traveling all the way to New York, even once a month, was such a pain because it's a 3.5-hour ride from Washington, D.C., where I am. It pretty much cost me the whole day to travel. But in retrospect, I think I should have thought about that a little bit more carefully, especially because they were even willing to let me do it out of their Washington, D.C. office at least half of the time. So they have a DC office, a satellite office here, where they have all the right kind of equipment. The problem is, how do you overcome sloth? You can only overcome in retrospect. Going forward, I know what to do next time. So I would advise you folks, whenever you run into an opportunity and you find a resistance that is internal and endemic within your own being, revisit and think about it. We could have reached so many more people if we had been a part of this particular network. We, as a member of the Indian community, as well as a member of the immigrant community. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
A great take on the topic, Rajiv sir. Also, we got to know about that Bloomberg television. Actually, I've watched it for some share market advices they give, mostly in the industry, which industry is growing, what else things are going on. Next up, I would like to request Toastmaster Atifa. Toastmaster Atifa, can we have quick audio video check? Ma'am, are you available? Okay. We'll go ahead with Dinesh. Dinesh, how is your audio now? Is it working?
Yeah, can you hear me?
It's still breaking. It's still breaking. My first topic was on love. I don't know why you are breaking up.
I don't know, really bad issue maybe. Yeah, proceed with someone. I try rejoining.
Yes, yes, yes. Toastmaster Noor, can we have a quick audio video check?
DTM Noor, are you there?
It shows he has unmuted himself.
Yes. DTM Noor, are you there?
Toastmaster Atifa is saying, please check my audio permission. Host will get that.
Amjad bhai, check the audio thingy about Atifa. Atifa is not able to.
ठीक है. We'll go ahead with the
Not allowed
Toastmaster
also.
Umar Koya. Toastmaster Umar Koya, are you available? I don't think anyone is able to unmute themselves because some permission issue. I mean, it may be.
I can unmute myself. By the way, do you need a timer? I can do the timing for you if you like.
I mean, first of all, people have to speak. Some issue is there; they're unable to come up.
Okay, just let me know if you need a timer.
Sure, sir.
Umar, are you there? Umar Koya? Umar? What happened? They're speechless.
That's what I'm also unable to, understand. The permission has not been given as per Atifa, ma'am.
I can.
Atifa, I give this. I will give you the suggestion. Log off, log in with putting the meeting ID and the password. Don't go with the link. I think it will resolve the issue. It has happened with me in one time also in the past. So
okay.
Yes, log off. Just directly put the ID and password and log in. I think it will work. For Umar Koya also same. And for who is other? Anybody is
DTM
left?
Noor. DTM Noor as well.
DTM Noor also for the for same also. I think Adinga was there. She left. Adinga is not there.
No.
Okay, let's move on to. Meanwhile, we can give topic to Amjad. Bye.
Toastmaster Amjad, can we have a quick audio video check? I don't think he is available.
Yes. Amjad, bye. Quality attracts quantity.
He is attracted by some other quality, I believe.
Supply creates its own demand.
Yes.
Law, one of the most says law of markets.
Yes.
If something is in market, it will create the demand you want.
No, they might be trying to enter, but we don't have host to let them in. That is also
yes. Amjad bhai, where are you? Let me be a co-host. I will advise him in for a future session to have a co-host so he can let in people. That is better. Somebody should be the co-host who can stay throughout the session. Amjad bhai, are you there?
Hey, gentlemen, do you need access to my Zoom account? I can start a meeting for you guys if you want. I can post a link here.
I think almost all are done. Umar is here. Umar, are you there? One or two is left only, I think.
only Noor and Umar Koya. These two people are left, and they have completed all of it. Let me call him on. Sir.
Uh, Ayat bhai, are you there? Wallahi.
Thanks Toastmaster Rishikesh. We loved your speech.
What is she saying?
So should we do one thing that we should give one more topic to everyone? Meanwhile, until unless we get something.
Yes, we can do another cycle.
Yes.
No
So
issues.
I'll start with Jaya ma'am.
And Jaya
Jaya ma'am, can we
ji.
have Jaya ma'am, can we have quick audio video check?
Yeah.
Jaya ma'am, what do you do to relieve stress? What do you do to relieve stress, Toastmaster Jaya?
Good evening once again. What do I do to relieve my stress? Well, there are so many things to relieve my stress, my hobbies, and my interests. If you like music, music is a great stress buster. If you like to dance, dance, tap your feet to the music. If you love nature, go for a walk and engross yourself to the beautiful nature and um, the birds flying over you and its sound, tweaking sound, the rivers flowing, its noise. If you are health conscious freak, you can go to gym or you can go for a swim. That can release stress. Or to a beach and walk on the sand is a good for your feet. And if you want to laugh, involve yourself and be with the elderly seniors or animals. They make you laugh like hell out of you. All these can be stress busters, not for me, for all of us here and entire world. So yes, these are my stress busters. Not forgetting a good movie with nice plate of pasta, pizza, coffee, whatever, and a good dessert, and watching a lovely movie that makes you laugh. So all things are very good stress busters for me as well as for all of you. Over to you.
Great take on the topic, Jaya ma'am. Nature, music, river flowing, all of it are very lovely stuffs, and we all try to move away from our real life and live some other life. I mean, we want to just escape from this real world, go to somewhere so that we are blank, and that's how we
One
get
more
it.
thing I forgot to if you're an angry person or if there's anger in you, to release that stress, go inside a locked room and box the wall.
Great take on the topic, Jaya ma'am. I would like to invite Toastmaster Amal Al Sadoon. Can we have quick audio video check, Toastmaster Amal?
Yes, hi, good evening.
Hi ma'am, good evening. Toastmaster Amal, what is the best part of being you? What is the best part of being you, Toastmaster Amal?
We all are human. And the word humanity comes from being ourselves. Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, guests, good evening. Life is all about events happening to you in each stage of your life. You're exposed to yourself before being exposed to the world, actually, because the act that you will do is what will affect you as a person. It will show you who you are. And as a human, I've been in different situations. But what I can tell myself that I had humanity. I can feel others. Before the pain reached them, I can feel it. Being kind, have a mercy to others is a thing that I believe makes me feel happy about myself, being a proud human. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Great take on the topic, Toastmaster Amal. Being kind, being empathetic. It's lovely. We all are human and we all want to be human. And we all should strive to be human, I would say. Next up, I would like to request Toastmaster Munish. Toastmaster Munish, can we have quick audio video check? I cannot turn on. I mean, he is also suffering from same problem. Amjad sir, do you have any request popping up from Munish? For,
because he has audio issue or anything. I don't know what.
No.
So there are people who joined and they are unable to turn on audio and video. Earlier also we had 3 members.
Noor, are you listening, Noor?
Noor also has the same problem.
But Noor is unmuted.
Okay, what we will do is we'll go ahead with Amjad sir topic. And when Munish
Yes,
joins,
Munish, directly log in with the password, like ID and password,
ID
not
and
with the link. Yes, he's not there.
Yes, Toastmaster Amjad, can we have a quick audio video check?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Toastmaster Amjad, what good comes from suffering? What good comes from suffering? Over to you, Toastmaster Amjad.
Thank you so much, Mr. Topics Master. What good comes from suffering? I would not say learning. I would say experience. And we would try not to repeat the same thing while we were suffering. And due to that problem or action, we were suffering. This is my take on it. I think every single day we suffer from something or the other. Internal emotions, dealing with other people, over expectations, different challenges in life. Because every day, if I take my life, I expect something to happen, and that doesn't go well according to the plan. Sometimes it happens better than my expectations. That means my expectations are not met. And sometimes it does not meet the expectation, it lowers down, like maybe 50% is done or something opposite done, which I have never expected. I did not even think about it. The reason is I'm not the only person on this planet. I'm expecting from other people, and I'm not considering other people's emotions as well, because they're also thinking something. When they got out from their homes, they had different feeling, different experiences, different challenges, and that will not match 100% with my thoughts. So that these are the things, and I believe these are the experiences will continue till our last breath. And if I would say, or anybody would say that based on our experiences, we are going to control them or overcome them. And I don't believe that. If that is the possibility, then you will see a lot of successful people. after reading a lot of people's books, their life stories, their autobiographies, they would have achieved whatever they would wanted. But this is what life is. Nothing is real, nothing is 100%, and nothing would work exactly the way it worked for you. If I'm successful with one experience, that will not work for you, though you copy and paste 100%. The reason is my life past is completely different. My thought process, my resources, my circumstances, my dealings, my behavior, my emotions are completely different than you. Same the way we cook food. If I cook with same ingredients, you will feel the taste different than yours. So this is what life is all about. Nothing is 100%. What comes from suffering is the only sheer experiences based on my experience. Ladies and gentlemen, back to you, sir.
A great take on the topic, Amjad sir. Whatever comes out of suffering is experience. And I was able to recall the book Psychology of Money when when we were giving the speech, saying that it depends on our upbringing, how we have grown in our lives, where have we stayed, where we spent how much of our time, what was the market at that point of time, how was our position, how was our status at that point of time, all culminates together to make who we are. And we cannot copycat it. All we can do is we can see how other people have experienced, and we can try to correct ourselves in the future. We can only try. Life is fully unpredictable. Toastmaster Munish, can we have a quick audio video check?
Yes, please.
Yes. What white lies do you often tell? What white lies do you often tell, Toastmaster Munish?
Good evening, everybody. What white lies do I often tell? I don't waste my time. When I'm in office, somebody calls me, "Where are you?" I make a lame excuse. I'm not in office. I've come to somebody's home. Because there is a reason behind that. I live in a small town. The people, those who will come over there, they will sit for hours. Either they will do the bitching of somebody, or they will discuss about politics. Some are anti-government, some are pro-government. And this topic is not going to take me anywhere. So I speak white lie. I know it's sin to speak lie, but it's my compulsion. If I don't speak lie, my 1 hour is wasted. My office is not a coffee shop where people come and discuss the topic. That's the reason I speak lie. Sometime I'm at home and somebody asks me, "We are very near to your home." I make a lame excuse. Sometimes I say I don't meet people because of COVID. And just day for yesterday, I spoke white lie. I was caught. The person asked me, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm at marriage." Then he said he wanted to meet me day for tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I said, "It's because of COVID. I don't want to meet." He said, "Right now you are at marriage and there you are meeting so many people and you don't want to meet me." I know that person can understand, but how can I tell him that I do not want to waste my time, because time is money. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Oh, time is money. Great take on the topic, Toastmaster Manish. And COVID has been a great glass ceiling for all of us to save ourselves from others. Toastmaster Ria, can we have a quick audio video check? Ria's iPhone, I can see. I don't know whether it's iPhone or not. Can we have a quick audio video check, Toastmaster Ria?
Riyas.
Okay.
Toastmaster Riyas also there.
He left. Antonieta, can we have a quick audio video check?
Antonieta, are you there? Anybody there?
So we have.
Opportunity.
Yes, sorry. Yes,
Yes,
yes, I'm
yes, ma'am.
here. Um,
Ma'am, how do we pronounce it?
good morning, good
Antonietta?
evening.
How do we pronounce it correctly?
Antonietta is fine. I'm
Antonietta.
visiting shortly from Lima, Toastmasters, that I'll have to get going sometime soon. I just wanted to touch base, and then hopefully we'll be able to come back another time.
Okay. Toastmaster Antonietta, the topic for you is, what worries you about the future? What worries you about the future? Toastmaster Antonietta.
What worries me is about the future. Well, that would be scarcity of water. That's basis to life. And hopefully we'll continue having access to it. Worries me probably that hopefully we can take care of the environment a little bit better than we've been doing. And of course, being able to continue, thanks to this organization and many others, to be more exposed to different cultures, to different people. And that's one of my topics of interest, and that we can avoid confrontations and wars and problems among people. So that's what concerns me. But at the same time, I try to keep optimistic and have faith that we'll find solutions for taking care of our planet, for being able to live and enjoy it longer, and for doing it in an harmonic way and in peace. Thank you. Back to you.
Wonderful
Great
thoughts.
topic. Yeah. I mean, it has now, our table has turned to a real world life problems we are discussing. I believe I have completed everyone, and time has come for people to give me a topic.
So Akib, I can give you the topic if you want.
Yes,
Yes, Toastmaster Umar, you can give him the topic, please. Let's conclude with last topic.
Okay, so Akib, it is one of my all-time favorite quotes, and it's right up there with the best. So your topic is, I screamed at God for the starving child until I saw the starving child was the God screaming at me. I'll repeat. I screamed at God for the starving child until I saw the starving child was the God screaming at me. Akib.
Thanks, Toastmaster Uma, for giving me this topic. The starving child was the God screaming at me. God has different ways, and understanding God ways is little difficult, but whichever faith we are in, we have little similarity wherein we say that if I do good things will happen to us. If I do bad things with others, bad things will happen to us. So it's like give and take. If I do something bad for others, or if I make someone suffer, God will make me suffer. So it's all zero sum game, which we say in business. So nothing is there for free. So God also says it. Economics also says it. There are no free lunches in economics. And these are all somewhat correlated. And when we were looking at that child, saying that when we saw that child and he might be starved, he might not have proper clothes, and just because of act of kindness you looked at it, but the child itself, he might be hungry, but his inner conscience what they need actually just food. Other than that, he has all the happiness. And if you can offer 2 breads, it's a happy day for him. And that happiness, even if I go, even if I earn 1 crore next month, I might not match it. So when you told about the child screaming at ourselves, and that child itself was starving, I was like, yes, this is what life is all about. Someone is there, and it doesn't matter how much money he has or how much food he has for the next couple of hours. I have a storage I can eat up for next 3 months. Still, I might be unhappy for the 1 year or 2 year kind of storage I want to build for my family. However, someone is homeless, running on the ground. He doesn't know what he's going to eat in the second half. And if you give one bread, he'll get happiness. That happiness I'm not able to get. So that's my take on the topic. And over to you, Toastmaster Uma.
Good improvisation, Akif. It was a tricky topic, I know. You went into finance and economics. But good. It was a tricky topic.
All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for participating in 232nd session. It is 9:05 and we have exceeded 1 hour. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And let's put our hands together to thank Toastmaster Akif Javed. With that power vested in me as the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Thank you.